The year was 1917. World War I was underway. The 102nd Infantry, 26th Yankee Division of the U.S. Army was camped on the grounds of Yale University. Private J. Robert Conroy was training for the battle ahead, along with many others, when a stray dog wandered into camp. Private Conroy would develop a strong bond with the dog, even giving him the name Stubby due to his short tail. The dog quickly became the mascot of the 102nd Infantry, despite an official ban on pets in the camp. No one would have guessed that Stubby would save the lives of many U.S. soldiers. But how could this stray dog be responsible for saving so many lives? The 102nd Infantry, 26th Yankee Division, was about to ship out to Europe to fight in the First World War. Upon boarding the SS Minnesota, the transport that brought the Connecticut troops to France, Private Conroy managed to smuggle Stubby aboard. The soldier would begin to teach Stubby basic commands. Stubby even learned how to salute by raising his paw. While on the ship, Conroy hid Stubby on board. As they were getting off the ship in France, he hid Stubby under his overcoat but was quickly caught. Upon discovery by Conroy's commanding officer, Stubby saluted him as he had been trained, and the commanding officer allowed the dog to stay. Stubby would eventually become the unofficial mascot of the 102nd Infantry. Stubby received special orders as the division's mascot that allowed him to travel to the front lines with the rest of the troops when it came time for battle. The SS Minnesota would eventually reach the shores of France, and the 102nd Infantry was now entering the battlegrounds. He entered combat on February 5, 1918, at Chemin des Dames, north of Soissons, and was under constant fire, day and night, for over a month. While on the front lines, Stubby's role evolved from morale-boosting mascot to comrade-in-arms. In April 1918, during a raid to take Seicheprey, Stubby was wounded in the foreleg by retreating Germans throwing hand grenades. He was sent to the rear so his wounds could heal, and as he had done on the front line, he continued to improve morale. When he recovered from his wounds, Stubby returned to the trenches. In his first year of battle, Stubby was injured by mustard gas. After he recovered, he returned with a specially designed gas mask to protect him. The gas attack made him extremely sensitive to the presence of even trace amounts of gas, allowing him to warn fellow soldiers of any danger coming in the wind. This gave the soldiers an upper hand at any oncoming gas attacks. He proved extremely helpful in locating wounded men in the field, and even helped apprehend a German spy he found mapping out the layout of the Allied trenches. For helping capture an enemy spy, Stubby received a promotion to the rank of sergeant, making him the first dog to receive a rank in the U.S. Armed Forces. Following the retaking of Chateau Thierry by the U.S., women of the town made Stubby a chamois coat upon which his many medals were pinned. Stubby would return home after being part of 17 battles and many injuries. After returning home, Stubby became a celebrity and marched in and normally led many parades across the country. He would even meet Presidents Woodrow Wilson, Calvin Coolidge, and Warren G. Harding. He also appeared on vaudeville stages owned by Sylvester Z. Pauly and was awarded lifetime memberships to the American Legion and the YMCA. In 1921, General of the Army's John J. Pershing presented a gold medal from the Humane Education Society to Stubby. During that same year, he attended Georgetown University Law Center along with Conroy and became the Georgetown Hoyas' team mascot. Given a football at halftime, he would nudge it around the field to the amusement of the fans. While still a student at Georgetown, Conroy was also employed as a special agent of the Bureau of Investigation, precursor to the FBI. Stubby died in his sleep in March 1926. After his death, he was preserved via taxidermy, and his remains were sealed inside of the mount. Conroy later presented Stubby to the Smithsonian in 1956. The taxidermy mount of the dog is part of the permanent collection at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History and is currently on display in their Price of Freedom Americans at War exhibit. Stubby received an obituary in the New York Times following his death in 1926. The obituary was half a page, much longer than the obituaries of many notable people of that time period. He was also the subject of a portrait by capital artist Charles Ayer Whipple. He was featured in the Brave Beasts exhibit at the Leger Museum in Delft, the Netherlands from 2008 to 2009. During a ceremony held on Armistice Day in 2006, a brick was placed in the Walk of Honor at the Liberty Memorial in Kansas City to commemorate Sergeant Stubby. The descendants of Robert Conroy dedicated a life-size bronze statue of Stubby named Stubby Salutes in the Connecticut Trees of Honor Memorial at Veterans Memorial Park in Middletown, Connecticut in May 2018. The statue pays tribute to fallen Connecticut veterans, where both Stubby and Robert Conroy are from. Thanks for watching.